In the dim glow of Montreal's smoky cafes, there lived a man who wrote about heartbreak, faith, and the strange poetry of being alive. Leonard Cohen, the gravel-voiced poet of love and loss, was more than just a singer-songwriter. He was a philosopher wrapped in a suit, a man who could turn human sorrow into art. But behind that calm, monk-like presence, there was a critic, a man who quietly despised much of what the music industry had become. Welcome to Legend Uncovered, where today we're stepping into the shadowed world of Leonard Cohen and the 6 bands that reportedly made his blood boil. From soft rock icons to stadium giants, these artists represented everything Cohen refused to be. So, light a candle, pour yourself a glass of wine, and let's explore the 6 bands Leonard Cohen couldn't stand. And why? 6. The Eagles coming in at number 6. The Eagles. Yes, the California hitmakers behind Hotel California and Take It Easy. Their polished harmonies and chart-topping hits ruled the 1970s, but Cohen reportedly couldn't stand what they represented. According to studio insiders, Cohen once said, "The Eagles think every song needs a chorus you can sing in your car. They confuse accessibility with depth. To him, their sound wasn't art, it was marketing." He saw their success as proof that the industry was rewarding comfort over courage and familiarity over feeling. At one recording session in Los Angeles in 1977, witnesses say Cohen actually left the studio when Don Henley walked in, muttering, "I don't have time for corporate campfire songs." To Cohen, the Eagles weren't his enemies. They were a warning of what music was becoming: commercial, safe, and hollow. 5. Fleetwood Mac sliding into number 5. Fleetwood Mac. The drama-filled supergroup whose personal chaos fueled their legendary album Rumors. Cohen, who believed in dignity and quiet introspection, reportedly hated how the band turned their private pain into public spectacle. At a Toronto poetry event, he allegedly said, "Anyone can turn their divorce into a gold record. Real art turns pain into wisdom, not a soap opera." When he heard Rumors being praised as a masterpiece, he snapped, "I've heard enough about public therapy sessions disguised as albums for one lifetime." To Leonard Cohen, Fleetwood Mac were the embodiment of emotional exhibitionism, something he saw as a betrayal of genuine artistry. 4. Journey at number 4. Journey, the kings of arena rock. Big choruses, massive drums, and the unstoppable voice of Steve Perry. But to Cohen, their music was everything wrong with modern rock. He called it crowd manipulation in musical form. He once told friends in Vancouver, "These arena rock charlatans think volume equals emotion. They've confused stadium-sized feelings with thimble-sized depth." Cohen's frustration with Journey was so intense that during a 1982 industry showcase, he reportedly walked out mid-performance saying, "I don't need to watch someone practice crowd psychology for 20 minutes." For a man who believed music should whisper truths, not shout slogans, Journey's booming optimism felt hollow and maybe even dangerous. 3. Bon Jovi now at number 3. Bon Jovi. The leather-clad heroes of 1980s rock anthems like "Livin' on a Prayer." Cohen, with his soft spiritual tone, saw Bon Jovi as the opposite of everything he stood for. He once reportedly joked, "John thinks a denim jacket makes him a poet of the working class." The man wouldn't recognize real struggle if it wrote him a song. Their feud reached boiling point backstage at a Montreal show in 1986. When John Bon Jovi offered his hand, Cohen allegedly ignored it, saying, "I don't shake hands with leather pants philosophers." For Cohen, Bon Jovi represented performance, not poetry. A show about authenticity, but without the substance. 2. U2 coming in at number 2. U2. You'd think 2 artists with spiritual depth would respect each other. But not this time. When Bono and his band rose to fame with Sunday Bloody Sunday and I Still Haven't Found What I'm Looking For, Cohen reportedly felt overshadowed. He told friends in Dublin, "Everyone suddenly thinks he invented spiritual songwriting. He's all grand gestures and sermons. Where's the humility?" Cohen saw U2's arena-sized activism as theatrical, faith packaged for mass consumption. He said, "Real spirituality doesn't need spotlights and smoke machines." The tension deepened when both men became associated with humanitarian causes. Cohen reportedly told a friend, "He wants to be rock's moral compass. I just want to write the truth. It wasn't just rivalry, it was a clash of souls." One, the Beatles, and at number one, the unthinkable. The Beatles. While most musicians worshipped them, Leonard Cohen reportedly saw the Beatles as the biggest illusion in pop history. He once said privately, "John and Paul write nursery rhymes and everyone calls them geniuses." To Cohen, their songs were too simple, too polished, poetry without pain. He felt their fame overshadowed true craftsmanship, saying, "They built their empire on 3 chords and clever smiles." The tension allegedly came to a head in 1969, when Cohen and John Lennon crossed paths in Toronto. Lennon reportedly mocked Cohen's music as sad poetry for professors. Cohen fired back, calling the Beatles the most overrated phenomenon in music history. It was a brief exchange, but it defined how Cohen saw the modern music machine, bright, popular, and hollow at its core.
Please don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon.